You're probably here because you've got a property and you're thinking about letting it to a housing provider, or maybe you're looking for a property that could be suitable for a housing provider and you're not sure what you need to do to get it ready. You want to make sure that once the refurb's done, you won't get delayed in at least getting on board, because obviously the longer the delays, the longer your income's delayed and potentially you'll miss a completion deadline. So to help you out, here is a list to consider when prepping your property for a housing lease. Now this checklist could save you a lot of time. It will definitely save you a lot of back and forth with providers, and it will hopefully help you avoid missing out on rent. But a quick note before we start, this is just a general guide, all right? Some providers have their own specific requirements, so always make sure you engage them first and get their input before doing any sort of refurbishment. With all that said, these are the basics of what we've found most providers look for as standard. As landlords, we have a duty. The property needs to be safe, it needs to be compliant, and it genuinely needs to be ready for somebody to live in it. Especially now with things like the Renters Reform Bill on the table, even private lets now need to meet decent homes standards. So if your property is ready for social supported housing, it should also be ready for private lets too. Let's jump into it then. The checklist. The gas and electric should be on a quarterly billing, not a monthly billing, so change that once you've purchased. Have your gas safety and electrical safety certificates ready, just like you should for any let. Smoke and heat alarms should be mains powered, not battery powered, so interlinking. All rooms should be central heated or centrally heated. Everything obviously needs to work. No internal locks on doors unless the local authority specifically asks for them to be there. Your main exit door should have a thumb turn on the inside, so no key required to get out or exit. Your kitchen door should be a proper fire door, properly rated fire door. Every bedroom needs 2 double sockets per person, or should have 2 double sockets per person at a minimum. Normally they like pendant lights throughout, they don't need spotlights or anything, and kitchen should have the sealed dome lights for safety. Obviously no loose wiring, everything should be safe and secure. For your windows and your double glazing, all windows should open and close properly. They should lock securely and have no cracks, so completely crack free. Ground floor windows should have keys. Any glazing that's under 800 millimeters needs to meet BS6206 safety standards. That might have been improved recently as well, but check that out. The interior condition, carpets should be professionally cleaned, or go with laminate or hard flooring. That's often preferred and easier to maintain. Decoration should be neutral, so white or magnolia walls and ceilings. You don't need to get that creative. All damp needs to be sorted. Obviously, don't ignore any damp in the property. Remove curtains, really. You can take out the appliances. There's no need for furniture to be in there unless it's been approved already by the provider, as they will normally provide that, or they will advise you on what to put in there. Normally 1 kitchen per 5 residents meets the standard. Some local authorities want lockable cupboards for their users, so have a look at that. Tile splashbacks around cookers, power outlets in the right spots, and plumbing ready for washing machines all need to be done. For your bathroom, we've had providers that are happy with 1 bathroom and 1 toilet per 5 people, but I would normally look at 2 of those to be a bit safer. They need to be clean, they need to be sealed and working, obviously nothing loose or no cracked fittings, anything like that. Put a towel rail in there, a toilet roll holder and a shower rail, that always helps. No sockets anywhere near the wet areas, obviously. Lights in the bathrooms should be sealed and ideally out of reach, so they can't be touched or got to easily. If there's staff on site, like 24-hour staff, they might need a separate shower or toilet, depending on the provider, but it's normally good for the staff to have somewhere separate to wash and clean. And then the garden exterior. Make sure it's clear, make sure it's secure. Your drainage needs to be working. Boundaries need to be solid, and if you need to, fence your boundaries off as well. Sheds and outhouses, either lock them up or board them up. not normally needed unless it's a specific requirement or you need it for storage. No debris, no overgrown mess. It should look ready to move into. You don't want it to look messy. After you've ticked off this list and got your provider around, there'll be a final inspection before anyone moves in, and they'll just double check that you're meeting requirements. I would recommend in having the following documents ready at this stage as well. So your gas safety certificate, I'd print it off if you can. Your electrical certificate as well, I'd print that off. Fire alarm installation, that would help. Your damp proof certificate, print that off. EPC, if you can maintain that or get hold of that, use that. If it's applicable, HMO license, probably won't be applicable for most. Planning permission if you needed it for anything, and if you needed any certificates for your glazing as well, get that ready. Always expect that the inspector will ask for tweaks, because they almost always do, even if it's something small like a light switch, a door handle, like a little painting snag. It's part of the process, so just be ready for small changes. It's very unlikely that after the first inspection they're going to be happy. And then afterwards, what happens next? Once the property is approved, you obviously still need to keep it up to standard. Some providers want like an ongoing planned maintenance in place, some don't, but you'll have to stay compliant. If something breaks and it's tenant damage, they'll normally fix it, but if it's the structure of the building or anything like that, you'll need to fix it. The provider needs to keep the place tidy. Most of them will handle that maintenance work, and they'll just send a work order out for anything that's in the planned maintenance that you need to look after. Some offer maintenance 24/7, some don't. You won't have to pay letting agent fees, we know that, because they manage it for you. But anything like this that you are requiring in your lease, just make sure it's written in there, because they're not all the same, so you need to review it. Hopefully this helped. If you're prepping a property for a housing provider, this checklist should give you a pretty decent start. It'll help you move from, you know, pending approval all the way to tenant ready a lot faster. And the best advice I could give you is, I've said it twice already, but engage with the provider really early before you even start the work, maybe even before you even officially purchase. Let them go around and inspect it, understand what they really want. Use this checklist when you're viewing the properties as well, so you know what to put in place and what is needed to be done. And obviously, if this was useful, pop a like, pop a comment, subscribe. If you want to see more of these videos, please put in the comments what you'd like to see. And if there's something specific you want me to cover, let me know in the comments as well. And I'll see you in the next video.